Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you have any family members that are MAGA?
No, but I do have one family member who in 2016, because they are a cop, I think they voted for Donald Trump because this was when he disillusioned everyone about for cops and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then but after that, they saw the light and they were like a few months into his presidency, realized, oh, this guy is a horrible person. But there's no one else in my family that's MAGA at all.
You know, the people that contribute the most to the downfall and the degradation and the degeneracy and the deplorable acts that we see in the Black community. Yeah, we got the Black triumvirate of the church plant pastors, the Prince Hall Freemasons, the Black Greek letter organizations, the Black civic organizations like the NAACP, the Black athletes, entertainers, the celebrities, the politicians, the academics. Yeah, we got all of them. But put them off to the side. The ones that pull the puppet strings for a lot of the people in that Black triumvirate are white liberals. And when you drill down even further into that, you get to the white liberal women. Those are the ones that push all of the things we're seeing, from the social emotional learning to CRT to all this push for social justice, all the LGBTQ stuff, all the mutilation of children, all the drag queens, story hours, all these people that sit on the school boards. Most of these people are white liberal women. They push the most degenerate stuff because, as I made in a previous video, most of these people want to usurp biblical order. They have that spirit of Jezebel on them. White liberal women have that spirit of Jezebel on them. And so therefore, they want to be in charge. They want to be in control. Their husband could be the president of the company. Their husband could be the CEO. They will still want to be in charge. And these white liberal women have it in their minds that Black people in particular are only good, especially Black men. Black men in particular are only good if they're gay, dead, or into some kinky stuff. I'm just keeping it real. Because the white liberal women, Black people, in particular Black men, are not intelligent enough to be on their level. So therefore they have to patronize Black people. They have to pat Black people on their head because it's been so hard for Black people. So why don't we make it easier by dumbing down the standards for them? Why don't we make it easier by eliminating the sense of achievement, the need for achievement? Why don't we disincentivize them to achieve? Why don't we give them little benefits here and there to keep them in their permanent state of victimhood? That makes us feel good. It makes us feel altruistic. They make us feel like we are better than them, even though we say we're not better than them, even though we're saying that we need to understand them. We need to hear their voice. We need to hear the voices of our sisters in the Black community. We need to hear the voices of the marginalized community. I'm not marginalized. Don't marginalize me. I'm a child of God. I'm not marginalized. I have Christ's privilege. I don't need your white privilege. You're not better than me because you're white. But white liberal women, they inherently believe they're better than most Black people and most minority people. And they demonstrate this by how they patronize Black people. So before I get to the video of the two white liberal women showing outward racism when it comes to Black MAGA, I want to talk about how we as believers must be good stewards of what God has given us. God has placed us in a great position to steward the resources that belong to Him. And a great way to do that is to incorporate gold and silver and other precious metals into your retirement portfolio. To download a free resource that talks about incorporating gold and silver and other precious metals into your retirement portfolio, go to thebiblicalconservative.com/gold or click on the link in the description. So let me set this up for you. They are interviewing this drag queen who was on RuPaul's Drag Race, whatever that is. And they're talking about a number of things. But here they're going to talk about Black MAGA And listen to the condescending tone that this lady has when it comes to her neighbors. That's why I say these are the real racists. They like to talk about white supremacy and white Christian nationalism. No, it's these people who are truly demonstrating what racism is and what prejudice is and what bias is, because they believe in their hearts that they can tell black people how to think. And if you don't fit into this little box, you're not black.
Final story to leave y'all with. You'll get the biggest kick out of this, Monet, and I don't think Pumps knows this. So during this most recent election, my husband, I live in I would say a 99.9% white neighborhood. Okay. So my husband comes home from work and he goes, well, the weirdest just happened. The house 2 blocks south of us just put up 2 MAGA signs in their front yard and they're black.
No!
How's that?
No!
We're the only black family that lives in this godforsaken whiteness, and they're MAGA. He goes, it's just such a disappointment to me.
No!
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Her husband said it's such a disappointment to him. Why is it a disappointment to you? Because if black people choose to think for themselves, they don't fit into the neat little box that you've packaged for black people in America?
Yes. And they had 2. They're a corner house. And and I was just like, because I remember when they moved in, Roman, my son that told me, the prom send-offs, the culture, he was like, I love this. We need to have more color in this neighborhood. And I go, I agree. That family popped up MAGA signs.
Black Republicans is something I will never understand.
I agree.
Black maggots, specific, like, gone are the days, the Colin Powells and, those people who you can stomach and tolerate.
Right.
But now a black maggots in the neighborhood? In the hood, yeah. That is upsetting.
It was so upsetting because we had these great signs and it said Harris, obviously. And I live on the corner too. And so I had them both ways, no matter who passed.
Yeah.
And then we had more Harris signs in our neighborhood than we did Trump signs. And so my husband was just devastated when he saw
I didn't know that. And Josh takes that kind of thing really personally.
It really upsets him because he that kind of stuff. He's a criminal defense lawyer and he despises racism. He can't even watch the news because everything that MAGA says is somehow racially coded.
Oh yeah, everything.
And it just drives him insane. And he's a recovering drug addict. For his serenity, he's like, I just can't watch it. So when he saw that black family double dip 2 MAGA signs, it just destroyed him.
Do you know what I think we should do? I think we're gonna gather all the white people in your neighborhood, and we're gonna have an adult prom send off on their lawn. And it's gonna be part of the culture. It's
gonna be the culture.
It's gonna be the culture of the neighborhood. That's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna fix those black maggots.
Oh my God, can you believe that?
Awful.
Devastating.
God awful.
Only in Oklahoma.
So these 2 liberal white women in Oklahoma are upset because their neighbors, who are black, had 2 MAGA signs. And they are the ones talking about racism coming from MAGA. So you have to understand something. Liberals love to project. They project upon their opponents what they actually are. These liberal white women are racist, but they'll turn around and point the finger at somebody in MAGA and say that they're racist. But these white people, these liberal white women right here, these 2 liberal white women, thought that when the black people moved in, they had to fit a certain profile in order to be black. And because they decided to put up 2 MAGA signs, therefore, these black people are not black in their eyes. They're black maggots, as that drag queen said. See, it's people like that guy. Somebody could have said to him, I don't understand why men dress up like women. That's an abomination to the Lord. And he would get offended by that. But now you can talk about black Republicans and black conservatives and black Christians who stand on biblical values all you want. You can insult them. You can attack them. Well, not anymore. We're standing firm on the word of God, and we will speak the truth in love. And we will stand firm and be bold because the righteous are bold as a lion. We're not going to fit into your pretty little box that you think all black people should fit into to fit your idea of what it means to be black. And if you want to incorporate more diversity into your life, go move to the hood part of Oklahoma City. I'm sure Oklahoma City has a hood part, but you're not going to move there. You're too good for that. You just want all the black liberals to move into your neighborhood so you can feel good about yourself and say that you have some black friends. These are the people that push this degeneracy in America. They have a Jezebel spirit, and they have an idea of what black people are supposed to be like. And that's why they bring people like that drag queen on to validate their idea of what black people look like. And he just sat there and took it and laughed along with them. That's a shame. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.